Hello, this is Obiano Juma, Virginia, and welcome to another segment of Own It with OV. I'm your host as usual. So today we'll be discussing professionalism and business. Our guest speaker, she's a legal associate of Marbles Partners LP. Please, guys, let's welcome Stephanie. Hi,
Hi.
Stephanie.
Hi, good evening. Very well, thank you.
Oh, it's so
Okay.
beautiful to have you on today. I'm super excited for this conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Go ahead, introduce yourself and tell us more about you.
Okay, like our host rightly said, I am Stephanie Okeke. I'm a legal practitioner, a member of the Nigerian Bar Association. I currently work at Maple Partners LPS as an associate in a full service law firm in Lagos. And I've been practicing law since I was called way back in 2019. And my core area of practice is litigation and transactional law. Yeah, so that's basically my profession.
Okay, so will you be kind enough to share us how you this career path? How did you get into law and start the practice as well?
Okay, yes, of course. Well, mine has always been a lifelong dream. So I can safely say it's a dream come true for me. Right from when I was young, I've always wanted to practice law and be in the legal profession. So when I was growing up, I was always drawn to things that had to do with debate, press conferences, arts, speaking up for people from my secondary school to my university days. So law has always been something that I've always wanted to do. And the reason I chose my core area of practice, litigation, because it spans across client representation and also preparation of agreements, businesses, legal advice, and all that. So that's why I chose the career path, because it's always something that I've wanted to do.
That's so nice to hear because most times people don't get to explain the behind the scene
Yeah,
of what it's about. We
yeah,
just we
that's
just know
true.
okay, lawyers, they're in the court, they're fighting your legal battles. There are also other things I believe lawyers represent also aside from the courts, always being in the court as well, right?
Yes, yeah, that's
All right.
true.
So let's dive right into the conversation. I know you have a lot to say, and I will not like taking all your time. So let's
Okay.
talk about professionalism and business. You have the platform now.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Ovi. I'm really, really excited to be here. I want to say that this is a very, very great opportunity for me to speak to the members of your life about this topic. So, this topic is not only crucial in business, but it's also crucial in every form of profession, in law, in medicine, and in as an entrepreneur and all that. So, in the next 20 to 30 minutes, because I know I'm time bound here, so I will just quickly shed light on the significance of professionalism in business and also touch a little on the legal profession. So first of all, I would like to start by defining professionalism. So it's simply just a set of qualities, behaviors, and attitudes that reflects a person's dedication, a person's competence, and ethical standard to their choice of field or in their choice of business. So
Yeah.
irrespective of whether someone is a lawyer or a banker or a fashion designer or a real estate person like you are, there must be professionalism here in your business. Yes. So I would then be examining some key aspects of professionalism in business. There are about 6 to 7 in number, but I'll keep it short so that can delve into other things. So the first one is appearance and demeanor. We all know the popular saying, how you dress is the way you will be addressed. Yes. So as a person, a business owner, you have to present yourself properly. It matters a lot. It goes a long way. And aside from presenting yourself properly, you also have to present your business to the world out there properly as well. As a person, you dress appropriately. For every industry, there's a way we dress. Lawyers, we have our dressing in the courtroom. Doctors have their dressing, nurses, and all that. So you have to dress properly, present your business, put your business out there in a very presentable manner for the public to see. And aside from dressing properly, your attitude also matters as a business owner, because every day you definitely be meeting potential clients or investors. So you have to always have a friendly attitude towards, of course, your clients and your colleagues as well, and your partners, your prospective partners. Your attitude has to be friendly towards them. Then also, as an entrepreneur, you need to keep up with the trends and upgrade your business. Yeah, yes, you need to keep up with the trends and upgrade your business to how your business would appear in this present day and age. Formerly, people always do flyers, this hard copy flyers. Formerly before, yes, yes, but these days what we do is e-flyers these days. So you have to keep up with the trends. Formerly there was no TikTok, it was just Instagram and WhatsApp. But now there's TikTok, so people commute between TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, putting their businesses out there for, yeah, for potential clients to see. Yes. Then the second thing I also want to talk about is communication. As a business person, the way you communicate with your customers and your clients is key. It's at the heart of professionalism. Your communication has to be clear and concise and respectful, because if you don't communicate well, it can bring about misunderstanding, and your clients or customers can see you as incompetent or unable to deliver. Yes, so communication is really, really key. Then thirdly is accountability and reliability. You have to meet deadlines. There's this trend on TikTok that when you give your tailor your clothes in Lagos, you know, yeah, yeah. So they don't meet up with their deadlines. They always come up with excuses. So as a business person, your business should be run like that. As a real estate person, you have clients coming in to see your property or to stay in your property, and the client tells you, "Oh, I'm coming in on Thursday." You have to make sure that by Tuesday everything is set. And even if, of course, everything can't always go perfect, but even if there is any reason for a delay or something came up that would make you not deliver, you have to communicate. So that's why I talked about communication at first before talking about accountability and reliability. So as a business person, you have to be reliable. This also shows professionalism in your business. Your word should be your bond as a business person. And if there's any case that the reverse would be the case, you have to let your client know and provide solution, so your clients won't say, "Oh, this person is not reliable," and all that. Yes. Then the fourth thing is ethical behavior. As a business person, man, you have to uphold a strong code of ethics. It's really, really vital in business, because it makes you to make morally sound decisions, being honest and acting with integrity, even when it's difficult. Yes. As lawyers, we have what we call the rules of professional conduct. That's our ethical book. It guides us and tells us the do's and don'ts. But as a business person, as an entrepreneur, you can also have your own do's and don'ts, your code of ethics, because it speaks professionalism. You're not the kind of person that would delay in preferring your services to your clients. Even if clients have complaints, there's a way you run your customer success and your feedback. You have a feedback platform, all these things ensures professionalism in your business, and you'll be able to stand where your competitors are and put up a good fit in the competition. Yes, so that is another key area of professionalism, ethical behavior. Then the fifth one is continuous learning. I think I've also touched on that when I talked about appearance. Yes, you also have to keep up with the trends in your industry, commit yourself to self-improvement, staying up to date. All these things are all key in professionalism. Then lastly is teamwork. Like we say, no man is an island. You have to collaborate with people. A lot of mistakes that sole proprietors make is when they start up their businesses, they want to do it alone because they feel, "Oh, I'm a sole proprietor and I can do everything on my own." But really, two heads are better than one. Yeah, if we're being honest. So what I usually advise my clients that going into startup is you have to get someone that has similar goals and objectives with you, shares similar goals and objectives with you, so that two of you can put heads together and put yourself out there as a top brand, as a top service provider, whichever area of business that you're into. You know, when people share ideas, there's diversity in ideas, there's room for ups and downs, there's room for ideas and all that. So to bring diversity into the brand and improvement as well. So this also speaks professionalism, where you have people that you work with, you know, they can always chip in one way or the other. So that's it about business. So I'll quickly delve into the legal profession. I don't know if we have any lawyers with us here,
Yes,
but I'll just quick, yeah, I'll just quickly touch on.
line.
Yeah, I'll just. Oh, okay. We have a lawyer here.
Let me see. Our lawyers are hiding.
Okay, all right, that's fine. So I'll just quickly delve into the legal profession. So some key aspects of professionalism in the legal profession. The first one is the ethical standards. That's our number one professional standard. Is our rule of ethics. Our ethics books is the ROPC. That's the rule of professional conduct. It's by the MBA, so we are bound by it as lawyers. There are things that we don't do. We don't do ambulance chasing, and upholding these standards ensures that justice is served and that the legal system remains trustworthy. Yeah. I think her network is. I think her
Yeah,
network
I'm here.
is. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So I was just talking about ethical standards. I was saying that lawyers are bound by our strict code of ethics. You know, like I mentioned earlier, we have our rules of professional conduct that guides us. Yes. So, and we have to uphold this standard, because if we do not, then we are not upholding justice in any way. So we are bound by our rules. There are sets of do's and don'ts that we abide by. Then the second is client confidentiality. In fact, that is one of the key areas that our rules touches. You know, your client has to have confidence in you that you won't share their confidential information out there to the public. You know, the sensitive information that client shares with their lawyers. And we as lawyers, we are bound to protect those kind of information. That forms our basic rule of professional conduct. Yes, so then, of course, as a lawyer, we have to be advocative, zealously, but however, with civility. Yeah, yeah. No, you know, people always say lawyers we are very aggressive, but actually, no, we're not. We are only aggressive in the courtroom with English, but we don't throw we don't throw tantrums and all that. Yeah. We don't actually. We don't throw blows physically. You know, we handle our cases with civility. There's what we call client representation, legal advice. So we represent our clients' interest and advise our clients. And even when we know that, okay, our client and the opposing party and in some kind of brawl, especially when it has to do with debt recovery, we always try to keep things civil and in a very, very amicable manner. So that's how we go about representing our client's interests and resolving conflicts with civility. So that's another key area of the legal profession, which is zealous advocacy with civility. Then, of course, there's also competence and diligence. We do our work with diligence, competently. We don't leave room for tardiness. And then the fifth one is pro bono work. Our pro bono work is what is also part of professionalism, because this is a way that we tend to demonstrate and prefer justice to a broader community, to people who cannot afford legal services. That's indigent individuals that cannot afford to pay the millions that lawyers call for litigation and all that. So pro bono work simply means free legal services rendered to people who
Society, right?
Yes, like giving back to the society, exactly. So that's what we do as one of our key areas of the profession. Then the sixth is conflicts resolution. We are always in court. We find ourselves in high pressure situations, in adversarial situations, but still professionalism is critical, to maintain professionalism during that whole process. Like I mentioned earlier, you have to maintain civility in handling conflicts like that. I recently did a case where the opposing party was so angry with our client because the client was owing him some money, and both of them were, throwing tantrums and trying to go into boxing each other. But, the clients, the clients, they were just, surprised the way we, the lawyers, were just seated calmly looking at them, because we, yeah, we as lawyers, we don't do that. We resolve conflicts amicably in civility. We don't go ahead throwing tantrums and insults and blows. No, that's not how we work. So these are key areas of our legal profession that we uphold. Yes. So just in a nutshell, conclusively, professionalism is the cornerstone of and success of every business. Yes, it's about consistently demonstrating dedication, competence, and ethical behavior. So irrespective of whether you're a lawyer, yes, a tailor, a client, a fashion designer,
So,
whatever. Sorry?
designer like myself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So even if you are an interior designer, you have to maintain professionalism, keep up with the trends, communicate with your clients effectively, perform your work to the best of your ability, and always put your business out there. So that's just basically it from me. So thank you very much. I
Thank
hope I
you
didn't
so
take
much.
much of your time.
You didn't, because we're still going to ask you questions.
All right. All
Because
right.
I myself have some questions jotted down, as I also speak a few things I believe some of the viewers want to ask. So for the
Okay.
viewers, you can drop your questions in the comment section, and we'll try to read it as well while I ask you the ones I have already.
Okay.
Okay, so I wanted to ask this question. So is there like any law, like as an entrepreneur like myself, a real estate or an interior designer as well, is there like any law we should be aware of before we start our business?
Okay, yes, it's the Companies and Allied Matters Act. That's popularly known as CAMA. That's the
Okay.
primary legislation for business owners, business organizations, and non-business organizations.
Yeah.
So the major compliance there is, first of all, the registration, it's called pre-incorporation, but in layman terms, it's registration. So the major legislation there is the pre-incorporation as well as the post-incorporation of small scale businesses, which is under the Part E of the law, that's Part E of CAMA. Then for corporations, which is under Part B of CAMA, that's companies. So that's the primary legislation.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So as an entrepreneur, then we're supposed to, in choosing our names, we're supposed to be aware of all these laws as well before going ahead to choose our name and what the business
Yes.
is all about, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay. I I still have questions, but you can go
Oh,
ahead if you want to expatiate more.
oh, okay. Yes. Concerning the name, there are some names that are prohibited, like under CAMA, there are some names that are prohibited for you
Okay.
to use, like names that have there's some level of compliance that you have to do if you want
Yeah.
to put, like, say, group of companies behind your names, and of course names that have to do with illegal businesses. For example, you want to say Ovi the drug seller, Ovi the cocaine seller. No, it's not allowed.
Okay.
Yeah. So all those, it's not allowed. So that's the compliance there at that level. Yeah. So CAMA is the primary legislation for business organizations that want to be registered under the relevant laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Yeah.
Okay. So I have these other questions. You know, I sell land sometimes, I sell properties, and I rent as well. So how will myself as an entrepreneur, how will I be able to minimize the risks of having legal issues in my business? How will I be able to minimize these risks by having any, like, so that the next person does not sue me or arrest me for something when I know I'm just doing my business in this way and all that?
And you should retain my legal services so that I would be your legal representative and give you legal advice.
Okay.
Yeah. But
So
however, however, actually, when it comes to land and property transactions, the right thing to do is just to hire the services of a lawyer, because there are so many laws in legal states that you have to comply with. Yeah, when it comes to land transactions, there's land law of legal state, legal state land law, there's landlord and tenancy law of legal states, registration of titles law. There's so many laws that you have to comply with. In fact, there's even Lagos State Real Estate Agency Authority law right now that that provides regulations and rules that govern real estate transactions as well, and also provides for the registration of real estate agencies. So there's a lot of compliance there. So in order to avoid having issues with your clients or having issues with the seller of the land so that they don't cheat you, it's just best to hire the services of a land transaction lawyer, property lawyer, so as to avoid those kind of issues. Yeah, so that's the proper thing. Yeah.
Then let me go ahead. I have these 3 questions, and if there's no other question in the comments, we'll come back to rounding up.
All right.
So I want to ask, how can a business leader instill a culture of professionalism within their organization, and what benefits can they expect to see from doing so?
Okay. Well, I can say is that what I can say is you need to have, number one, clear expectations as a business leader. You need to have clear expectations, and you need to relate to your staff. As I've been practicing law for a long time, one thing I've noticed about every firm I've worked is that they have the standard that they require you to uphold when it comes to doing their work and, carrying out their briefs and executing your tasks. So as a business person, you need to have clear expectations, you need to have goals, and you need to relate to your staff so that they can work in line with the objectives and prefer professionalism. The second thing, you need to give your staff proper training. Yes, you need to train your staff as well. If you're a business owner and you're bringing in new employees, you don't expect them to know everything about your business or the way you operate. And talking to them, shouting, "Oh, don't you know this? Don't you know that?" All of that can be avoided by giving them proper training and all that. And also, to encourage your staff, you can also do recognition and rewards. During recognition and end of the year party. It speaks professionalism as well. And those that didn't win, it encourages healthy competition. And those that didn't take the prize want to sit up, behave professionally so that they can also participate in the recognition and rewards as well. Then you also have to have open communications and also impute maybe consequences for violations here and there. But however, the consequences must be fair so that everyone would adhere to the professional standard of the organization. So that's how you can instill professionalism in your employees and those that you work with. Yes.
Okay. So I also have this question. It's not the last question though.
Okay.
So
all right.
in today's digital age, right? We're in a digital world right now.
Yes.
Everything's going digital. We're having A1, we're having chat GTP, a lot of all these things are digital. Where virtual communication is prevalent, how does professionalism apply in the realm of remote work and online interaction?
That's a very, very nice one. Okay. Yes, that's true. This is our digital age. everything is changing. Formerly meetings are always held in person. Meetings like this are usually held in person, but these days we have video conferencing and all that. So as a business professional, you should also represent yourself properly and present yourself out there properly. Even though it's a video call, it's a video conference, it's an online meeting. For example, you are dressed professionally, I am dressed properly as well. No one is wearing a spaghetti or like they're going to a party or all that.
Yes.
So yeah, so professionalism in remote work and online interaction is just as crucial as the traditional in-person meetings, because you use professional backgrounds to do your video conferencing. When you're sending mails and messages, you use professional tones, don't
Yes.
you?
The
Yeah.
chronologies and the rest.
Yes, and all that. Then data security as well is also an issue in this digital age, because a lot of companies sell people's data. So as a business owner, you have to, keep up with the trends of, cybersecurity and all that, so as not to leak out your clients' information knowingly or unknowingly. Then also there's tech proficiency. Tech is another outburst in the world right now. So you also have to be proficient in technology and know the tools that are required for your work, so as to prefer a good business environment. So I believe that way, yeah, you can maintain professionalism in today's digital age as well. Yeah, I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, you have. And I also have a few things to add. When
Mhm.
you talked about the data security, of the clients and all that. Because I know there was a time the Facebook was sued, when they were giving out people's information. Because I also actually experienced that, in the
Yeah,
sense that, there was a time I just Google search for, I wanted to get my hair tool stuff, or this hot comb and all these things. And when I
yeah,
just logged in my Facebook account, I'm seeing Ponga advertising hot comb, Jumia advertising hot, and I'm like,
yeah.
is there something going on here? Like, why am I
Listening to
seeing this
you.
everywhere on Facebook? So
Yes.
only to realize later on that they added an option of allowing other apps to track your stuff. Why they didn't even let us know that they've allowed that. So
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think that is a very important thing we as business owners need to be aware of, especially if we need to share data of our clients to other parties.
Yes.
When there's a third party after you and your client. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a very good one. I actually jotted it down. So let me
Yeah,
ask
that's
this
true.
question.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the last question for our conversation, though.
Okay.
Okay, so can you provide like an example of a business that suffered insignificant consequences due to a lack of professionalism, and how they can avoid that? Let's get a real life situation scenario.
Okay. Well, for a real life situation scenario, I will not mention any company's name because I talked about confidentiality. Yeah,
Oh,
but however, I'll just say company XYZ. I hope
okay,
that's okay. Yeah,
that's
okay.
very
So,
okay.
okay, we just talked about the digital age and trends. So let's say there's a tech firm, and then an executive of the tech firm goes ahead to leave a negative comment about another tech firm or about a competing company online, and it broods a lot of hate, and other customers and clients of the firm start to boycott the executive firms who threw the tantrums. And then there's this social media rage. You know how it can be now. Oh, you insulted my company. Oh, I'm going to make sure that
Wildfire.
yeah,
It spreads like wildfire.
yeah, wildfire and all that. So, in that kind of situation, what can be done is, firstly, you can always come out and apologize. I mean, there's no harm in saying, I'm sorry, or I didn't mean it, and all that. Then also, in order to avoid, how do they say it now? Prevention is better than cure.
After
Or not, yeah, yeah. So in order to prevent that kind of thing from happening, as a business owner, you can implement a clear social media policy for your employees. You know, these are the kind of comments that are allowed to go on social media. These are the kind of comments that are not allowed to go on social media. So that could help control the social media environment around your business. Then, of course, you must conduct a social media training to ensure that your employees understand the boundaries of what to say and what not to say. You can even give them examples. These days, companies hire content developers, copywriters, and all that to handle their social media space so as not to throw tantrums on any other company and incite any negativity and all that. So, like I said, also apologizing and reaffirming the company's commitment to serve the society better, that can also go a long way, yes, in bringing down the whole situation. Everybody makes mistakes, but what do you do after the mistake has been made? Even if what you said was said in anger, and then you have to come back to yourself and then realize that what I said was said in anger, and then apologize. So that can also go a long way. So that I mean that's a real life situation from what we've talked
It
about.
is. It is.
Yeah.
It is. When you mentioned about training the employees, I believe that
Yeah.
I've had a lot of experience with different firms. I myself, I've worked as a customer care representative for a restaurant. So I've come to realize, like, if the staffs are not properly trained, there are a lot of scenarios that go on the ground, like, because they're the one representing you. Like,
Yes.
for example, with this restaurant I'm talking about, the owner of the restaurant is not the one serving the guests that are coming in. It's
Yeah.
not the chef preparing the meal. You have all these people there representing your brand. If you don't
Yes.
train them properly, they don't have the word like proper training, adequate training. If they're not well
Mm-hmm.
equipped with what they are supposed to know, they end up representing the brand in the wrong way, and it still falls back to your brand, because these people are
Exactly, it
staffs.
does.
When you employ them, they do something wrong, you fire them, they'll go to another place and still do the same thing. You employ another one and might even do the worst one. Do you
Yeah,
understand? So
that's
most of
true.
the times, I think employers, like they skip out that part of training people to do the right thing. They skip that
Yeah.
part of letting people that you train to be your representative, like, represent you in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a very important factor to consider. Though there might be scenarios where it's difficult to achieve. Like, let's say, for example, myself, I do the rental part of apartments and the rest. I'm not the owner of the apartment. I'm not the one that have the staffs there employed. But the best way we can do those type of scenarios is, have a proper conversation with those people. Let them know this is what your brand stands for, as
Mm-hmm.
earlier stated. So when there's an issue like that, it doesn't fall back to you, because you yourself, you've been professional, you've been handling the situation in your way. So you'll be able to differentiate yourself from those
Yes,
other
of
brands.
course.
So I
Yes.
really I really gain a lot from this conversation we just had as well. It
Thank
happens most of
you.
the times we try to skip out the important things and just, I'm going to start this business, post my flyer, do my this and all these things, and forget the fact that there are many other things to be considered as well.
Yes,
So,
of
but
course.
before I let you go, I still have like few questions.
Sure.
So,
Go
okay, maybe
ahead.
not really business, but this one is like for business though. You mentioned about the lawyers having their rule of conduct, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken. In a situation where the lawyer does not uphold this rule of conduct, is there
Mm-hmm.
like consequences? Is there any repercussions to the person not keeping up and holding up the rule of conduct?
Yes, of course, there is, or rather, I'll say there are so many consequences. As legal practitioners, like I told you, like I mentioned earlier, our primary body is the Nigerian Bar Association. Every lawyer is a member. But however, we also have senior members of the bar, like the body of benchers, and the body of benchers also form what we call the Legal Practitioners Disciplinary Committee. So
Okay.
yes, that disciplinary committee is in charge of penalties, fines, penalties like disbarment, payment of fines, probably imprisonment term for some lawyers that actually misconduct themselves so bad. So of course, when you don't adhere to the professional standards under the RPC and the matter is reported, the lawyer will definitely be brought towards the LPDC, and then whatever punishment is meted, the lawyer will serve it. So
Right.
yes, so they risk disbarment, payment of fines, imprisonment term, but most lawyers, we don't even let it get to that because we've been trained to abide by RPC. Yeah, we don't let it get to that. But that's majorly what it's about when it comes to violations of RPC rules.
It's so nice and interesting to hear that nobody's really above the law, including the
Yes,
lawyers,
of
and I'm sure
course,
the judges are involved as
of
well. So with all
course.
this, I'm sure you've been in this industry since 2019, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a
Yes,
long time. It's more than 4 years, if I'm not
4 years.
mistaken. That have
Yes.
already surpassed, yeah. So what will you say have been the most notable challenges you faced?
Okay. Well, I faced a lot of challenges. Wow. But I think it's majorly when it comes to client advisory because that is the core part of the legal profession. You go to doctors with your health challenge, they go to lawyers with your life and legal challenges, you know. So, and yes, and a lot of people have different type of challenges. So as a lawyer, thinking on the spot and providing the exactly needed advice that the client requires can be very challenging because a client breathes on whatever advice that you give, and if it's a wrong one, and the client acts on it, it's detrimental to him.
It's going to exactly.
Yes, it's detrimental to him, and of course, I probably lose that client. So the most challenging part for me, I believe, is the client advisory. Everything starts from the advisory. It's from the advisory that you know the appropriate action to take, the court to go to, and all that. So that has been the most challenging part. But however, when you have seniors and people that you work with, like I talked about, working
Teamwork.
collaboratively,
Yeah.
yeah, teamwork with the team, it makes the work easier because when a client comes to you, you schedule the meeting and everyone hears what the client has to say. The client goes and then everyone puts their heads together and provide the best solution for the brief. So it's challenging, but of course there is a way around it. Yeah, so I believe,
Right.
yeah, legal advisory is.
Okay, okay, okay. So thank
Yeah,
you so much for today's conversation.
you're
I
welcome.
also want to it's been an interesting one,
Thank
but I
you.
would not like to just let you go just like I also like to know, what's an unpopular opinion about you? What's something people don't really know about you, or maybe you're passionate about something else aside from your legal activity, solving all our legal problem and our headache.
Okay, I actually like singing, but I don't really have a good voice. But I can do, like karaoke and all that. I like it, but I don't really have a good voice. I really like singing and meeting new people. Yeah. Most people don't know that I even sing. I used to sing when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah, I used to call me Little Celine Dion then. But yeah, but law came and then took
Right.
everything. Yeah, yeah. But really, I think that's it. And then I um, I thrive when I'm in a non-toxic environment.
Mm.
I'm really easy to get along with. Many people think that my face structure is kind of strong because when you're in court you have to be serious.
Right.
Not like I'm on this live now and I'm smiling. But actually I'm really
Presenting.
I'm really an easygoing person. Yeah, so I think that's it. That's the unpopular.
I think
Yeah.
we ladies, most times we always get misinterpreted, misjudged, maybe not
Yes.
only ladies, but mostly the ladies. The ladies can we talk about
Yes,
ladies.
of course.
I feel like most times there's a lot of misconception, misinterpretation, and there's a double standard in the society with us. Because there are many assumptions people are assuming before they even get to talk to you, before they even
Mhm.
get to meet you in person, they're assuming a
Exactly.
lot of things, they are judging you, they are pinpointing where it's coming, where it's going, what you are doing, how you are getting it, and everything. I just feel like at the end of the day, so long as we all as a person know who we are individually, we are still going to try before we are. We just keep winning, being consistent with ourselves. Like now you are a little sending down, but I didn't know that in you had the spirit of becoming a lawyer, you know.
They did not know, honestly.
So at the end of the day, we need to be ourselves. We need to keep being ourselves, you know, and all that. So thank you so much, Steph, for sharing your insights in this conversation. I've learned a lot, and I believe the viewers have learned a lot as well. And I believe, you know, the video is going to go on to be on other platforms, and they will definitely get to listen to it and also learn a lot as well.
Thank you.
It's been beautiful chatting with you on this segment. Do you have any last word or any professional advice you want to give us?
Okay, thank you so much, Ovi. I mean, like I said, it has really been a privilege coming on this platform, and it's a really beautiful thing that you as a business owner has set up, Own It with Ovi. The concept is so wonderful. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I really love it. But however, my single advice would be that as a professional, also you have to know your niche. When I say niche, is what makes you to stand out. You know, what people love about you, that is you, and not someone else. Yes. So you have to know your niche and build on it. That's what makes you to stand out from other competitors and other brands out there that are seen as major competitors to your brand. So knowing your niche and developing yourself on it would make your business, your profession be beautiful. So that's my last word to everyone out there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Steph. Thank you again. I really appreciate the words of encouragement.
You're welcome.
So, that will be all for today, but thank you for sharing and owning your story with us.
Thank you.
All right, Steph. Thank you so much. Guys, let's thank Steph. You know, you're not going to get this advice from free from other people.
That's true.
All right, there. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the day. I'll let you go ahead to do other things. Make sure you subscribe, like, drop a comment, share to your family and friends. You know, spread the word and let others be able to, you know, learn one or two from the conversations we've been having on this platform. All right, beautiful people. This is Ovi signing out. I'll see you guys very soon, or I'll see you when I see you. Bye. Enjoy the rest.